How's everyone feeling today? All right, now that sounds like people who've had their coffee or tea in the morning. Welcome. Today we'll be talking about career social media. It's an actual older area and it's been around for a while. Just takes a while for it to filter down to all of us. So today we'll be taking a look at career social media and how it can empower your clients and showcase their skills when you're presenting them to employers. In terms of our agenda, we'll be looking at the need for career social media, the job search triangle, a little formula I've put together to help people find work, and this will be just a review for most of you. We'll be taking a look at LinkedIn. Great program for professional relationship building. Tend not to use the term networking because of the connotations. Building relationships are that much more powerful and positive, and they take time. Okay. A little FYI, all of this information will be available on PowerPoint. That can be emailed to you. If you still feel like writing notes, go ahead by all means. In addition, you'll be getting a handout on privacy concerns dealing with LinkedIn, which is usually everyone's key concern. Finally, we'll be taking a look at how to go from online relationships to offline and presenting an employer with someone who's involved with a relationship. Sorry, losing my train of thought. If anyone has a cell phone here, we'd appreciate if you could turn it off, by the way. And in addition to that, everyone can hear me okay? Okay, perfect, sounds good. Okay, we'll take it away. In terms of our mission today, we're gonna have lots of fun. We're gonna learn a little bit about the career social media, and while there'll be a lot of information, maybe we can focus on learning one thing, okay? Something that's meaningful to you. So everyone's goal will be a little different. And if you can come out of this workshop with one area, we'll have done our job today, okay? And this workshop, relatively speaking, is useless if you don't use it. So the invitation to you is to set a goal. After you leave this workshop, challenge yourself and say, I want to try something. Whether it's creating a LinkedIn account, whether it's taking your LinkedIn account to the next level. Out of curiosity, just a show of hands here, how many people are on LinkedIn currently? Oh, wow. How many people use Boxnet? Yeah, what is Boxnet? Okay, so that's a, Wolf does. Yeah, there's a little story behind that. We'll let you in on that later. How many people use SlideShare? Couple of people. How many people have a PowerPoint presentation they've developed at some point in time? Guess what? You can put your PowerPoint on SlideShare, which is an additional program that syncs with LinkedIn. So this way, you can actually showcase and show an employer something you've produced. Okay. There's many other different plugins too. There's a Twitter feed. Are there anyone on Twitter by any chance? A few people. How many people on Twitter have synced their Twitter account with their LinkedIn account? A few of you. Cool. Now this is the advanced question. How many people use Hootsuite, a one-stop posting software that's free, by the way, that allows you to update your Facebook status profile, your LinkedIn status update, as well as your tweets from Twitter? Show of hands. Oh, we got a TweetDecker over here. Great. Well, these are some of the programs we'll be talking about today, more towards the end. Okay. The need for LinkedIn, we'll be taking a look at one of my clients. And short story, he came to see me. He was a dean back home in Egypt. Very powerful person, high status, top of the chain, alpha male. Moves to Canada, typical newcomer story. Can't find work, doesn't have Canadian experience. No one will hire him. So we get him job ready with the job search triangle. He's got the interpersonal skills. So all we really needed to work on was his marketing materials, the resume, the cover letter, so on. We put him on LinkedIn. 2 days after being on LinkedIn in a strategic way, a recruiter called him for a 6-figure job. So a man who was unemployed for 6 months to a year found a 6-figure job after 2 days of strategically being on LinkedIn. A lot of people have basic profiles, though it takes a little bit of effort to stretch yourself. Say, I want to use a more advanced program, like TweetDeck. Maybe something that syncs with LinkedIn, like Twitter, or Boxnet, or SlideShare. Those are the very popular ones. Recruiters, they love LinkedIn. This gentleman over here, David Perry, I went to see him at Connexus where I was presenting. And does anyone have this book or seen it? It's excellent book, Guerrilla Marketing for Job Hunters 2. If there's one book you buy on social media, this is it, because he goes beyond social media. I usually consider myself to be advanced with social media, relatively speaking. This guy takes it to the whole next level because he looks at it from the perspective of a recruiter who's trying to place clients with employers, similar to what job developers do. Because essentially, job developers are recruiters, then some, in addition to getting clients a job ready, which, as you know, can take a little bit of time. How many people do a lot of work on getting clients job ready? Over here. Yeah, I feel your pain. Been there, done that. So LinkedIn could be part of that process for you for getting clients job ready. And we'll take a look at some of the advanced features in a bit. Relationship economy. Has anyone heard that term before? Relationship economy? So it's a term that's coined on building relationships. And with LinkedIn, there's a recommendation feature. Has anyone here who's on LinkedIn either given a recommendation or received a recommendation? Some point in time. Few people. So that's an example of building relationships, where you feel the need to give an emotional deposit, as Stephen Covey coined the term, and help someone out. And someone else, one of your contacts, connections, friends, decided to reciprocate for whatever the reason was. So if you're building these relationships, when a recruiter is looking for you or looking for someone to fill a position, they'll take a look at the number of recommendations you have on LinkedIn. Why? Because someone else is vetting you. Someone else is telling employers that you're trustworthy and you have something to offer them, and they'll stake their reputation on that. A lot of people will not make a recommendation if they know it's going to reflect badly on them, whether online or offline. Would everyone agree with that, pretty much? Yeah. Because guess what? If you do that, your credibility shot. And that's the last thing you want to do, especially online, because normally it's there forever in many contexts. Usually on LinkedIn, you can actually remove your recommendation at any point in time. So you can build relationships on LinkedIn quite easily. And there's a gentleman who I'll be showing you a little bit later on who contacted me through LinkedIn, and we developed a bit of a relationship. We wound up Skyping each other after, connecting, helping each other out with sharing resources, and we're looking at collaborating in future activities. And while I'd consider myself reasonably proficient with LinkedIn and advanced, this guy, he takes it to another new level. He started off with a basic LinkedIn account that needed a lot of work with a little bit of coaching. You know, he's going to be eclipsing a lot of people in the next few years. And think of LinkedIn as your first interview. So recruiters are looking for you, or looking for people to fill the position, and you may not be aware of this. So they've actually interviewed you without you knowing about it. Sometimes they leave a little trail where you can see the number of people who've watched you. Sometimes they go stealth, so you're unaware that you've been interviewed. Something to keep in mind, because you may be thinking, I'm not getting interviews or my clients aren't getting interviews. Meanwhile, someone's already pre-screened them on LinkedIn. So to give you an example on a personal level, I was actually contacted by a recruiter last week after challenging myself and improving my LinkedIn profile. He gave me an interview the following day. This week, I got a phone interview, and there's a couple more steps in the process because it's with a major company. And I was shocked. I was like, wow, what David Perry is advising, it actually works. When you improve your LinkedIn profile to that level. When we're taking a look at challenges, we're taking a look at opportunities as well. There are many issues that appear when you're dealing with clients with special needs, right? Accommodations. Do they need accommodations on the job? What's their self-esteem like? With being unemployed and having special needs. Oftentimes, there's a lot of stigma, and they're self-conscious, and they don't even want to declare themselves to employers for fear of the way they're going to be perceived, or they don't want the pity syndrome happening, or they don't want to be treated special. Does anyone know, at some point in time, someone who's felt that way? I see some heads nodding and some hands going up. And also labels. No one wants to be labeled. In terms of our job search triangle, we want to look at this as a foundation. So doing your written marketing materials, working on clients' people skills, and finally taking a look at career social media. It's critical that you follow it in this order because if you put yourself or your client out there on LinkedIn, someone says, hey, by the way, you look pretty good, can you send me a resume? And you send them a basic resume that doesn't make sense, they'll say, there's a discrepancy here. If you make a connection on LinkedIn or through social media, and the follow-up is with a phone interview, your people skills don't sync with your online brand. So it's very important that you get your written marketing materials, your people skills, and career social media together. We're going to be taking a look at written marketing materials next. In terms of written marketing materials, there's 4 areas. Looking at the resume, which is the basic thing that gets sent, the cover letter, which introduces the resume, emails. Emails is an important form of written marketing, and finally, thank you letters. So now you get an idea of the written marketing materials. We'll next be going on to interpersonal skills and some specific examples of cover letters. Thank you.